Honor, praise, and glory unto you. We thank you, O Lord, for the food that we are about to receive and those that have already received their food, that you continue to bless it. We ask, Lord, that you bless Project Redirect, all its members, because we know, Lord, that children are a gift from God and that children really do matter. So we thank you, O Lord, for all that you're doing. We know that we need to trust in you with all our heart and lean not to our own understanding. In all our ways acknowledge you, and you shall direct our path. So we ask a special blessing on all the honorees tonight, O Lord. We ask a special blessing on traveling mercy for all those who have arrived safely, those that are on their way. And as we leave here, let us go back into our homes and find them in better shape than we left them. So Lord, if there's anything in us that needs to be changed, we ask that you change it, because we willingly are obedient servants of yours. So in all things, we give you honor, praise, and glory today and forevermore. And all God's people say amen. 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 Okay, so now that we done blessed the food, we can go back to eating. But I would like to introduce our master of ceremony for this evening, who is no stranger to a lot of you here in this room. Larry Crump has been a member of Project Redirect for many years. All right, I have 12 grandchildren, so I can talk over noise. I just want you to know that, okay? So I'm accustomed to talking over people. So I can out-talk you, especially since I have a microphone. I can out-talk you, just so you know, okay? So I want to introduce to everyone here this evening our master of ceremony. Larry Crump is, like I said, he has been working with Project Redirect for many years. He has been the master of ceremony for the past 3-4 years. But I don't know how long it's been either. I know it was before you had some of those children that you had. So he is the chief of staff for Mildred Crump, who is the president of the Newark City Council, who also happens to be his mother. He's an attorney. He sits on numerous boards. Yes, and he's very active in the community. And I'm going to go so far as to say he's an aspiring elected official, you know, want to be elected official. So anyway, I'm going to introduce to some and present to others our master of ceremony for this evening, Larry Crump, Esquire.
Good evening, everybody. One more time. Good evening, everybody. The running joke I tell is, people ask me if I'm going to be elected official. I said, if you see my name on the ballot, something would hardly wrong. No, but I'm just joking. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. I feel like Ellen DeGeneres. I get to host over and over and over again. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Sharon, Barry, and Project Redirect. It's a wonderful organization. I've been on the board. I've been on the advisory board, and I continue to support because it is a wonderful organization that does some wonderful things for children. I'm not going to speak long now. Let's just get right into the program. And we're going to have dinner and some networking. So just sit tight, enjoy your dinner, and you'll hear from me shortly. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Could you please, I know everybody's enjoying their meal right now, but we want to move forward with some of the program. Could you please take your seats? Greatly appreciated. We're going to make, we're going to make a little change in the program, and we're actually going to go to the Excellence in Education and Community Service Award, given to Councilman Raz Baraka.
This award, this category of awards have a very special meaning for me because I've been an educator for many years in Newark, and I know how hard the job is, and there are some good people, and one of the good persons that I've been watching his career for many years is Councilman Ras Baraka, and it gives me pleasure to be able to give him this award, and I'm grateful and honored that he would come out tonight having other places to go and other people to see, but he would come out tonight and accept this award. So I'm presenting to you, and he will introduce himself, Councilman Ras Baraka.
So I'm extremely honored to receive this award this evening, especially with some of the other honorees tonight. I have a fundraiser to be at, and so I'm sure there are people waiting for me. But I had to come through Project Redirect. We had somebody here to accept the award, and I know he's sitting down, so I don't know where he went. But we kicked him to the curb, okay? and I decided to come here because you know, this is very important for me. The work that the organization does in and around this city is invaluable. The educators that are involved in this, you know, as an educator in Newark for 22 years, I understand the importance of making sure our kids, our families are directed in the right path, that they have support, that they have services that they need to help them get past the difficult times that take place in this city every single day. And I know there are a bunch of people who think that they have magic dust or beans they can put in the backyard and make everything just disappear and change, but that's just not true. It just takes committed people, hard work, people that are concerned about families in Newark that love the city, that love this community, and give everything that they have virtually to make sure that this community is successful, that families are successful, and that children are ultimately successful, and that we don't have to close schools, we don't have to do the things that these folks say we have to do. The only thing we really need is strong families and strong neighborhoods, and I'm committed to making sure that we have strong families and that our neighborhoods are strong. And I know that every single person in here is committed to the same exact thing, and if we continue on that path, we can transform this community, and we most certainly can transform the lives of children in this city and their families. God bless you, and thanks again.
Thank you, Councilman Baraka. We will now have we heard some words of encouragement, but we will now hear some more words of encouragement from Assemblyman Thomas P. Giblin.
Thank you, Larry. I always feel it's important to come and show my support as far as Project Redirect is concerned. Trying to tag on to Councilman Baraka's statement about the importance of families and children in the community. I think we all recognize that. As a grandfather of 9, you think about their future. There are challenges out there. There's no two ways about it. Is the glass half empty or the glass half full? I am from the school about the glass being half full. I think that cohesively, if we work together, whether it be in New York or Essex County and the state, we can do things in terms of helping individuals, especially our youngsters, and their families. I know there's been a change of policies on the state level that have impacted communities such as Newark and Irvington and East Orange, but we've got to work together. That's all I can say. We can't just throw in the towel. We have to continue to support organizations like Project Redirect, either with our time or our checkbook or our commitment at different activities, and try to work together as a effort that's a positive influence as far as the community is concerned. You can count on me as far as the future is concerned. My record speaks for itself. From day one, I've shown my support to Sharon Berry and all of the people connected here with Project Redirect. So all I can say is, united we stand, divided we fall. Let's keep on doing what we're doing, build on our success, and will make us better and better as far as our community is concerned, and service the people that we need in terms of the fathers and the mothers and the kids that are out there that are relying on us for our support. Thanks for your attention.
Sometimes I never realize how short I am until somebody tall speaks before me. I didn't realize how far I had to bring the microphone down just so I can speak. Wow. Thank you, Assemblyman Giblin. You've been a great advocate and supporter of Project Redirect for years and years. We appreciate that. We're going to take another just short break so we can finish eating, digest your food for a little bit, and then we're going to come back to the rest of the program. Thank you. Before we do, I'm going to acknowledge several people who are in the room. We have Mayor Bob Russo from Montclair. We have Larry Stokes, who was a former Essex County Register, who was here. Last year I said the room was the safest room in the world because we had, or in Newark at least, because we had the police director and the police chief. Well, now we have the police director, Sheila Coley, who was here. And I can't forget my captain when I used to live in the South, Captain Venable. One thing before I forget, and I don't want Sharon to yell at me, is on every table there are these cards here for Project Redirect Youth and Family Services. You know, anybody who knows Sharon knows she pours her heart and soul into this, and she does everything humanly possible for this organization because she believes in the children and works with the children. So take a moment, fill out the card, and think about making a donation. We appreciate you being here tonight, but tomorrow's another day, and the next day, and the next day, and there are going to be children that need our help. And if you know the program, which you should because you're here, and you know what Sharon does, it should be no problem for you to fill this out and help donate and help this, make this even more successful than it's been. We can clap for that. That's such a good thing. Let me, people have come from near and far, and I think we have a record here. We have somebody, Charlotte Otley, who's here from St. Louis, so we want to thank her for coming all the way to be here. I think I saw Catherine Willis in the room, and that's always a good person to see. And before I get in trouble, let me acknowledge the woman who bumped her head and married me, my wife, Zelma. Okay, let's move forward. I'm sorry. All right. Now we are going to have our honorary chair do a tribute to the founder, Mayor Wayne Smith of Irvington.
Good evening, everyone. I am delighted to be the honorary chair for tonight's event, but I'm also the chairman of the board of Project Redirect. And I am delighted to have worked for a number of years since the founding of Project Redirect. I remember when Project Redirect was an idea in Sharon's mind. And she is a committed educator, but wanted to extend herself beyond the classroom. And so this exciting after-school program and summer program and weekend program here in the city of Newark. And she even had a program at one time in Irvington as well. And so she's done an incredible job. And I'd like the members of the board, wherever you are, to please stand up. Dwayne Livingston is already here with me. Any of the board members, advisory board, my wife, Tanya Smith, is on the board. We heard from Jerry Clark. Moving fires out there, we all work with Sharon. Jessica Quintana. No relation to Louis Quintana. This is the McDonald's Quintanas. So we're delighted to have this opportunity to serve Sharon and serve our children. So we have a special tribute for her dedication that we'd like Sharon to come forward. Come on, Sharon. Now, let me say this. On behalf of the board, we thank you for your gracious contribution, your participation. We want you to do more, and we want you to help the program more. But if you know the state of nonprofits today, I'm in government, I know the state of government, I know the state of nonprofits, it's a struggle. So your contributions tonight are sincerely appreciated, both corporate and individual and philanthropic organizations who have given to us. We want to continue this great effort, so we are unabashedly and unashamedly asking you for more support in a physical and a financial sense, so we can save our children. So because Sharon is the engine and the wind beneath our wings to keep this effort going, we want her to come forward and accept a very special tribute.
On behalf of the board of directors and the children and families of Project Redirect, we present this award to Ms. Sharon D. Berry.
Thank you. And the award says, for excellence in education and outstanding community leadership. I want to thank you so much. I knew you guys were up to something, but I didn't quite know what it was. First of all, I want to thank God who is the head of my life, in whom I move and breathe and take my total being, because it was not for him. I was thrown in the towel a long time ago. I love what I do. I'm very passionate about what I do. It gets very difficult at times, and sometimes it gets kind of hard to bear, but only because I have a higher power that I'm able to move forward and continue to do the work that I do today. Wayne already thanked the board of directors, but I must thank them myself. I must thank my board of directors. We have Mayor Wayne Smith, Jessica Quintana, Ruben Fryer, Kylie Green, Wayne Livingston, who helped put the graphics together for this beautiful book. Christian Hunt, Geraldine Clark, Sandra Dumas, Jessica Ballou, Teddy Smith, who's not here, and of course our honorary chair, police director, Sheila Coley, and Tom Gibble, who had to leave. I would like to thank my corporate friends, American Federation of Teachers. I would like to thank New Jersey Association of Educators. I would like to thank the Bronze Shields, the UCC, PNC Bank, who come out to support me. And I would like to thank all of you who are here tonight, and Wells Fargo, who has also lent such tremendous support, and all of you who are here out tonight, because your presence here is a testimony of what you actually think about children and families. Nelson Mandela once said, there can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which they treat their children. Let me repeat that one more time. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which they treat their children. What is evident today is that this event has shown me, has bared your souls to me, and has demonstrated your personal truth to come out tonight and take a stand for children and their families, and also to support the people who have committed themselves and their lives to the plight of children's progress in this country. As we face April as National Child Abuse Prevention Month, we have adopted the theme, every child matters. You see a few of us today. We have on our pens, we have various information in our book. that says every child matters, regardless of race, class, socioeconomic level, public, private, parochial, charter schools, regardless to being black, brown, or white. Children's life matters. Their education matters, and their well-being matters. Children do matters. And it is our profound responsibility to work together collectively to make sure that they are protected. Their minds, their bodies, their souls, and their spirits demand that we stand together to protect them as they grow into productive adults. I am excited to introduce our keynote speaker, to present him and to introduce him to many people. And I'm going to read a portion of Mr. McMillan's biography, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the man. That's very interesting. Michael McMillan is the newly appointed President and Chief Executive Officer of the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis. In this capacity, he is responsible for overseeing the management and strategic growth of the agency throughout the St. Louis City, St. Louis County, and St. Clair County areas. He had been a member of the Urban League since the age of 16 and a lifetime member for over 14 years. Previously, he served as a member of the Urban League Board of Directors and Executive Committee, as well as its alderman for 10 years. The Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis is the #1 ranked affiliate in the country with almost 200 employees, 10 locations, and 25 programs. As I move on to talk a little bit about the man, Mr. McMillan. Many people ask me, how did I meet Michael McMillan? Being he's from St. Louis, and I'm here in Newark, New Jersey. And I tell them I met him watching television. Many people think I'm joking, but that is exactly how I met Mr. Michael Patrick McMillan. I was watching TV one night, and I turned to the 2013 Trumpet Awards, where Mr. McMillan was being honored by this foundation, and he was receiving so many accolades for the work he does in his community with children and families. I said to myself, I want to give that guy an award. So I went on to proceed to call his office to leave a message. As I left the message, he returned the phone call, to my amazement. But utterly, what shocked me was the man that I found on the other side of that message. I found someone who was personable, who was warm, who was caring, who was motivating, and who was encouraging after I had the first conversation with him. And then I said to myself, Sharon, you've made the right decision. So many times when we meet people who have obtained a certain level of success, they are so unapproachable, they are so arrogant, it's hard to talk to them, they don't want to be bothered, and to find someone who is the total opposite, Mr. McMillan, is what has impressed me so much with him. So I would like to introduce to you today and award this man today. And Dwayne is going to bring me his award, and Mr. McMillan is going to come forward. I would like to thank his secretary, Charlotte, and some other people from the Urban League. Mr. McMillan, Project Redirect Youth and Family Services presents to you the Excellence in Business and Community Service Award for your commitment and diligence to improving the quality of life for children and their families on this day, March 20th, 2014, and it shows that you are indeed a shooting star. Thank you, Don. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. It is truly a pleasure to be here with you tonight, and I am truly honored to be a guest of Sharon Berry, who is someone, as she mentioned, I have come to know over the past year, and we have talked on the phone many times, and I feel her spirit and her warmth and her enthusiasm and her passion for the young people here in Newark. Let's give her another round of applause and thanks for her leadership, her vision, her hard work, and her dedication. And to her board of directors, I can assure you that she is putting in an 80-hour week. Because we would talk at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night about what she was doing and all of the different issues that she's dealing with here in New Jersey and how she's trying to make a difference in the lives of young people. So Sharon, we appreciate you and we thank God for you for the hard work that you do every single day. I want to ask Table 9 to please stand, who are guests that are here with me from New Jersey, New York, and St. Louis. They are people that mean a great deal to me and people that have helped my dear friends from the over the years. I thank them for all being here with me on this great occasion to celebrate this great cause. And Sharon, indirectly, I have been in contact with several of your guests. Adrian Council and Gene Wells, the Positive Community, have covered activities in St. Louis in their publication. Congratulations to you on your award tonight as well. And I also want to say to all of you here this evening that the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis is going to be your partner and friend in the future. That we will work with you to try to help you to get resources, to assist you and collaborate for the same cause that we serve. I cannot say enough about my admiration of the accomplishments of Project Redirect Youth and Family Services. Thanks to programs like Project Redirect, families and youth who lose their way for whatever reason are given a roadmap to opportunity. Today is an opportunity not only to reflect on the contributions of Project Redirect and those who you recognize tonight, but to assess those who helped you along the way. Who do you redirect your life to and set the road of opportunity for? And ask yourself, who stopped by my life to make a difference? And whose life did you take time to make a difference in as well? It is important for all of us to be a positive influence. It is important to allow yourself to be influenced by people who want the best for you and by their mere existence inspire you. Together we can make a difference. I have never watched the local news here in Newark, New Jersey. But if it's anything like the local news in St. Louis, Missouri, all you have to do is watch it tonight to know why we need to support organizations like this. Because they focus so much on the negative and not the positive. If I could do two things tonight, I would have accomplished my purpose. One, I want to encourage you to be the cause in life and not just the effect of others' actions. And first, let me explain what I mean when I say the cause. Taking responsibility and erasing the proverbial they and asking what are we doing ourselves in order to make a difference. I went to a Jesuit high school in St. Louis, and every day they told us that we needed to be a man for others, that we needed to give back, make a difference, and help humanity. And they inspired us to make sure that we were taking action ourselves. Breaking the chains of routine thinking and fear. There's a difference between a worried person and a concerned one. The worried person sees a problem and the concerned person sees the problem being solved with their assistance. Being the cause means arming yourself with skills and seeking to be in the right place at the right time for the right intention with the right people. For those of you in the business community, We urge you to make business decisions that raise the bar beyond profits to the priceless benefits you can bring in helping others. Create goals that are strategic and flexible to create success in your own life. It will make you and your company better. If being the cause is the number one issue, then the number two purpose that I want to talk about is pursuing the promises this nation made us for life. In a speech given by Dr. Martin Luther King at Ebenezer Baptist Church in 1965, he wrote that if America will be true to her dream, then truth will reign supreme, and all God's children will respect the dignity and worth of human personality, and we will shout for joy. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I would like to share with you an example of how one man's vision and persistence resulted in something remarkable that will last through perpetuity. He had a determination and an intention with results that have ripple effects throughout the cause of history. Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity is an excellent example of being the cause and not the reaction. I apologize to all my Kappa and Q brothers tonight, but I am singling out Alpha Phi Alpha. One particular Alpha, Harry Johnson, who is from St. Louis, made a recommendation that the fraternity erect a memorial in Washington, D.C. to commemorate the life and legacy of Dr. King. As you might imagine, that $100 million proposition seemed to be very difficult to many people that thought it would be impossible for them to raise $100 million. But taking his idea and his vision and turning it into a reality and raising over $120 million, that man took a vision and made it a reality for the world to see one of the greatest human beings in the history of the United States memorialized for the hard work and dedication and sacrifice of his life that he made. Alpha Phi Alpha hired an African-American female-owned company that was a fifth-generation descendant, Daryl McKissick, to manage the project. And that's full circle success created by one man's vision that he held on to. Sharon, you, just like Harry Johnson, Alphas, and all the others, have worked hard to take vision and make it a reality. And we must all do that to assist you and assist others to make sure that we live the dream that Dr. King died for. If reaching your dream means you have to wake up early or stay late, then stay on purpose like Sharon and work till midnight. Think about your purpose and your destination every day. Be clear about what impact you want to make and how you can make a difference in the lives of others. Do not be bound by circumstances and perceived limitations, and exude a spirit of excellence. Remember, when you cheat yourself, you cheat others. In spite of inequities that we all still face, we have more African American college graduates, an increasing middle class, and more professionals across the board. Improvements have been made, but our job is not done until diversity is automatic throughout all of our society and business and in government. Tonight, I encourage you to deposit your contributions toward the fulfillment of the promise that Dr. King's speech described. We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to each other. We do not have to wait on New Year's to make resolutions. There are 10 promises that we can all keep. Set a good example. Support a government designed and run for all of the people all of the time. And I'm proud to see all of the government representation that we have here tonight. Safeguard and take care of our planet. Be worthy of trust. Fulfill our obligations to each other and to ourselves. Be industrious, inventive, competent, and prepared. Do things for others you would like them to do for you. Be of the highest integrity and benevolence. Be the cause of racial harmony and diversity, and let your surroundings reflect your results by those you have helped along the way. And foremost, never give up hope. Project Redirect is doing its part, but we have to ask ourselves, are we doing our own part? And if not, why not? And if not now, then when? And the theme tonight, Shooting Stars, is a mere reflection of those of you in the room tonight and the lives you touch every day. Our shared missions to enhance people's lives are evident. We don't have to wait to reach out to each other. We don't have to wait to figure out what we need to do or complain about what they should be doing when we know what we could do. Now is the time to live up to our full potential and be a model of inclusion and diversity where everyone has a seat at the table of economic justice. You see, the dream is built on persistence, respect, skill, taking strategic risks for all the right reasons, and believing in and caring for your fellow man. So let us leave here tonight knowing that tomorrow is not promised, so we must act now. We can redeem the dream, stand on the promises, and build for the future our children deserve. When I was in high school, there was one Jesuit in particular who used to tell us on a regular basis, you cannot choose when you are born, and you cannot choose when you die. And when you do, the only thing that will represent your life in between is a dash. And the question is, what do you want that dash to mean? Do you want it to mean that you lived a life like Jesus, where you helped others, gave back, and helped humanity? Or that we were caught up in materialism, trying to achieve the next biggest house, 2 or 3 cars, boats, this, that, and the other, that when you leave this earth, you will no longer have? Because what you do for others lives forever, and what you do for yourself dies with you. So Sharon, I want to say thank you to you, and I want you to come back up here to the podium with me for a little surprise on behalf of your friends in St. Louis, because you have lived a life of service, of giving back, of making a difference, and as that priest told me, that what you do for yourself dies with you, but what you do for others lives forever. So on behalf of your new friends in St. Louis, New York, and New Jersey, we have some Godiva chocolate because you're just that sweet. We've got some flowers to brighten your day because you will brighten all of our day. I have a pledge to you for $1,000 to assist you in your efforts, and an award from the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis to say God bless you and God keep you strong in the struggle of freedom. Congratulations, my dear.
Wow, I sure didn't expect this, but from the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank my new friends, and I look forward to doing great work with you. Thank you, and God bless.
Obviously really touched her, and she really is heartfelt. Thank you for those wonderful words, inspirational. Definitely appreciate it. And since you brought up Alphas, I was going to give a shout out to one of my Alpha brothers in the room, but I think he left. Alton White still here? No, Leaders for Life? He was here, but that's my fraternity plug right there. Moving right along, we have introduction of a special guest by Donna Sierra, President of American Federation of Teachers in New Jersey.
Thank you. I have the honor tonight of introducing someone who really doesn't need an introduction. My years as being involved in AFT, I got to know a lot of great presidents of AFT, Hal Schenker, Sandy Feldman, Ed McElroy, and now Randy Weingarten. What makes Randy special is Randy not only believes in our public schools and their employees, she believes in the students, but more important, she believes in the community that we serve. Communities do not serve us, but we serve community. Randy not only gives the speeches and talk the talk, she walks the walk. Randy was in Ukraine just last week to talk about democracy. Randy has been targeted by the NRA because she took a strong stance on gun control to protect our students. Randy believes in public schools. Randy believes in community. She has traveled from California, and she could go anywhere in this country, in this world, and talk, but she has come to Newark, New Jersey several times because she believes this community should have control of their public schools. And she is standing not only with AFT New Jersey and with the NTU, she is standing with community leaders. So tonight, it's my privilege and it's my honor to not only introduce my president of AFT, but your advocate for better communities and better public education, Randy Weingarten.
Ms. Randy Weingarten, Project Redirect Youth and Family Services would like to present this award to you for the excellence in education, leadership, advocate for public education, and outstanding community service award for being a shooting star on this day, March 20th, 2014. Thank you. Thank you so much, Donna.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Sharon.
Okay, I know the hour is late, and the one thing you don't want is another speech. But I can't actually match the inspiration that we've seen already tonight, and I just want to say a couple of things very quickly, which is, it takes a village in our union, and it takes a village in our communities. And I just can't thank Donna enough, and many of the AFT New Jersey leaders that are here, Michael and John and Bob and Diane and Hilton and Wayne, who traveled from various places in New Jersey to get here tonight. And I just wanted to say thank you very much to all of you. I also want to thank Sharon. My partner's name is Sharon too, so I want to thank both Sharons. My partner happens to be a rabbi, so I will not be, I will be very careful about using various different religious terms because I will always be wrong. But this Sharon, who has led Project Redirect, this is about building a community. This is about us being the village. This is about us caring for all of our children. And that is what our union is about. And that is why I'm honored about this award. Whether it was the global village that hopefully the soon-to-be next mayor was a real champion of, and the current superintendent of schools tried to disband, not giving any names tonight, or whether it is our push to fix, not close public schools, or to make sure that we teach, not just test, or make sure we have the kind of music programs that we need to do the kinds of things that we heard tonight. That's what takes the village. And if we're not all together helping every single one of our kids so that they can develop relationships, they can actually deal with adversity and grit, and they can be the critical thinkers of today and tomorrow, then we're not doing our jobs. But we need to all do it together. That's what our union is about, and that is what the notion of Reclaim the Promise of public education is about. Not as public education is today, or was 50 years ago, but as it needs to be, so we help every single child in our grasp not simply dream his or her dreams, but achieve them, as Dr. King said that day 50 years ago. And that's what we need to do together. We can't, none of us can do it alone. But if we don't band together, we know what happens. We've seen what happens in Newark. 20 years the state has had control of the New York schools. And what has happened? Have they helped every single one of our children? No. They've just divided us from each other. We need to turn that around, but we can only do it if we work together, and that is why I am a soldier in your army to fight the fight to make sure we help all children. Thank you very, very much.
There was something so pleasant about that face. Even almost telling it go. It was so much space. I'm living out there without care all the time. And it wasn't because I didn't know enough.
reflect on the work that I've done as an advocate, working with the presidents of AFT, NEA, currently working with NJEA. I've been in the struggle against privatization of public education, vouchers and corporate jobs for more than 20 years. But I'm heartened now because even with the heinous policy of one door, there's an opportunity here. You can do in Newark what the union-backed Mayor Bill de Blasio was able to achieve in New York and take public education back. Thank you.
Since 2010, Detective Holmes has served as president of the North Bronx Shields. North Bronx Shields is the largest African-American police organization in the state of New Jersey with approximately 300 members. Established in 1959, this mighty organization was founded to combat racism within the North Police Department. The organization's focus quickly shifted to community service. The North Bronx Shields has awarded over $27,000 in the past 2 years as college scholarship to North youth. His motto, excellence is to do a community, excellence is to do a common thing in an uncommon way. Booker T. Washington. Detective Holmes. Our next awardee is Captain Amanda Kuntz, Irvington Police Department. Captain Amanda Kuntz is the patrol bureau commander at the Irvington Police Department in Irvington, New Jersey. She graduated from the Essex County Police Academy in June of 1990 and began her career as an Essex County police officer. Her motto, every great dream begins with a dream. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. Harriet Tubman. Captain Kuntz. Now we will hear some remarks from Levi A. Holmes.
First of all, I want to thank Project Redirect for doing the things that you do. The North Bronx Shields has an opportunity to witness the things that Project Redirect does firsthand. We got a chance to spend time with Sister Sharon Berry, working with the youth, and we know her compassion, we know the work, we know the effort. Project Redirect, so we want to say thank you for doing the things that you do. We also want to thank you for acknowledging the North Bronx Shields, because you know we partner with you, and our struggle to save the youth in the city of Newark. Thank you.
Violence team who's here with us, Cheryl, my family, my husband, Gary Westbury, who's an educator, a York school system for 25 years. I lost the way. North Police, the Warren Shields is sitting right next to me. Director Chief Sheila Coley. This is Mr. Wayne Smith, Tyler Smith, and everyone else. Thank you very much.
Next awardee is Asia E. Smith, founder and CEO of Purple Rain Social Services. Asia brings a unique combination of sharp business acumen and strong commitment to empowering victims and survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault, while simultaneously educating communities, providing preventative strategies, and eradicating vicious cycles of violence. Asia's greatest attainment is that she is an overcomer of domestic violence and that she has turned tragedy into triumph through restoration, empowerment, integrity, grace, and nobility. Asia Smith. Next recipient awardee is Calvin West. Calvin became the first African American to be elected councilman at large in the history of North. In 1986, Calvin served as personal aide and chief advisor to Mayor Sharp James. He was the mayor's liaison to the police department, the housing authority, and the municipal council. Calvin was also the mayor's legislative aide to the Essex County delegation. Senate and Assembly in New Jersey Legislature, and also the New Jersey Congressional Delegation in Washington, D.C. His motto, life is just a moment. Calvin West. Now we'll hear some words from Asia Smith.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to thank everyone at Project Redirect, on the board members, specifically Ms. Sharon Berry, for not only being a pillar in the community, but she's also an amazing woman, a wonderful mentor, and most importantly, a dynamic friend. And I really appreciate everything that she's done. And I know we are all here, we're able to award her on everything that she does in the community, but not too many people know who she is as a woman behind the scenes. And so there is a quote that I wanted to read by Theodore Roosevelt, and I apologize for having my phone, but I want to make sure that I get it down properly. It says, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself or herself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." And that's by Theodore Roosevelt. Thank you all for voting for me. Thank you, Sharon Berry, for being who you are. And I humbly accept this.
Thank you ever so much. Certainly to Sharon Berry, 1996, the founder of this fine organization, makes those who sit here tonight understand what the future of life is all about. The youth of today will be the value of tomorrow. That was given with Sharon. And certainly, she's included you as a surrogate family. I want you to understand in a moment that children, and you in this room sit down, by the grace of God, escalated to be where you are, but you were guided. But I ask you this evening to join with Sharon Berry and her group to extend and give her all the support that's necessary for young people to be the future of tomorrow, because the quality of life is with young people. So I accept this award tonight, knowing that as an old man, I'm 82. But believe me, I could be 40 years, and believe me, I could. But because the inspiration of this organization, I give that to you. Out of bad comes good. You recognize that what we have is a moment. Seize it, because this organization has made it possible for we to come together. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's because we are a proud supporter of the Project Redirect and the work that you're all doing, and the fine work of the organization. We feel so important to the future of Newark and its children. These are causes that we are all very much behind.
All the way from St. Louis, Missouri, who has appeared in our magazine over the years. Thanks to Charlotte Otley. Give her a round of applause. And again, it's just wonderful when people can come together and do good things. We bless God that way. I just want to say to you also, on the 29th of this month, we are going to be hosting, when you look at the magazine, The Positive Community, we're hosting a Women in Business Conference. Because the idea is to move people forward and our communities forward. And so please read it and join us. It's free. You don't have to pay anything, but we would certainly welcome you. And thank you for this honor.
Actually, he's the talker and I'm the writer. But I want to say it's really a pleasure to see so many of our colleagues and friends here tonight. And we really are honored to be in the company of all of the other honorees. Thank you very much. Thank you, Project. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brianna Porter. I'm a senior at West Orange High School. I would like to humbly accept the Project Redirect Community Service Award on behalf of my aunt, Councilwoman Verlina Reynolds Jackson. She's been able to make it this evening because she's fighting to stop the disfranchisement of Trenton voters. Trenton is embarking on a very important election on May 13, 2014. Among many things, she has taught me that all elections are important, and we all need to vote in each and every election. I wish she could be here, but it's much more important that she fights for voters' rights and protects election process. Congratulations again to all the honorees, and let's continue to support Project Redirect for many years to come. Thank you.
For all our awardees. We've had a wonderful evening tonight. This is a wonderful organization. Sharon's doing such wonderful, outstanding work for the community. We want you to please continue to support. Please, before you leave, take an opportunity to fill out one of these cards and make a commitment to supporting this organization going forward. It seems to be growing and growing. You know, we were upstairs before, we're down here now in a larger room. We have many more people. We just want to keep this program getting bigger and bigger and bigger because it's about the children. It's about helping the children. So, you want to say anything at the end, or?
Thank you. I have my good friend in the back, Pastor Craig Jackson, his lovely wife. Thank you. I have my other new friends, Mr. James Gibbs and his new wife. Thank you. And I would like to thank DJ Kurt. I would like to thank our singer, Sean Watts. I would like to remind you to go visit our vendor to the back. Thank our photographers, OMG photographers, and police director have left, so without any further ado, I would just like to say it's much easier to support children than to fix broken ones. Thank you and God bless.